Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, Siriana Tarot. This is going to be a singles new love reading for Taurus. We're going to look at the kind of love you're ready to experience now based on the growth you've already done. Take what resonates and leave the rest. Clear messages, advice, and guidance for my Taurus, please. Ooh, so your person is showing up as the Ace of Pentacles. All right. All right, they're also showing up as the Two of Pentacles. All right, going back and forth about making their move. This may also be someone who has a choice between you and this person. The Two of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles takes us to the Three of Pentacles. So I do feel this is somebody who's around you. Either you work with this person, they're in your neighborhood, you see them out and about in the community. All right, they're viewing you as the Hanged Man, Pisces energy. And we see the connection defined by the Four of Cups. So I think this is going to be something unexpected. And we see the Devil, Capricorn energy. So Taurus, I think this person is somebody who is very pragmatic, hardworking, they're wise. I also think that they're very physically attracted to you, and they might even be low-key obsessed with you. It does feel like you're hanging out in their energy in some capacity, and they're definitely seeing the potential for something long-term. All right, with the Five of Wands in reverse, this person definitely wants to beat out the competition. They want something solid, stable, and secure with you. They may feel like you two are soulmates. And the Chariot card, Cancerian energy. So we have the Capricorn Cancer axis coming through. So I do think this is actually somebody who's quite balanced. Someone could have a North Node in one of those signs, Cancer or Capricorn. It's also very balanced masculine, feminine energy. You know, the mother and the father of the zodiac. This person is definitely somebody that is going to come towards you, maybe after a period of weighing up their options to try to figure out when is the best time, or, you know, whether or not you're available. I do feel they absolutely want to beat out the competition. I think this person's going to pursue you. And the Star card in reverse, this is how you're feeling. I feel like you're not going to see this coming. Okay, I think this is going to be a bit of a tower moment for you. And that, you know, that really tracks here with the Four of Cups, that this is going to be someone or something really quite unexpected for you, Taurus. All right, so let's see what else we need to know. What else do we need to know about this person? A lot of strong major arcanas coming through. This person might own their own business. They invest effort and creativity into personal wealth and fulfillment. All right, now we see Mama's Boy here. Now my readings are not meant to be gender specific, but some of the cards that I use are. But your person has a close-knit relationship with their mom. They might look like their mom, act like their mom, followed in their mom's footsteps in some way, shape, or form. And this could also be someone who's a single parent, and they might have a son in particular. There's an intensity to this person. I definitely see that with the Devil energy. The depth of this person's thoughts and emotions indicate a high intellect and a strong focus on their subject. Okay. And they may have some Aries in their chart. So this cardinal energy with Cancer and Aries coming through. So this is definitely somebody who's going to step up and take the lead and move this forward. They exhibit strength, resilience, they're a risk taker, and they have a carefree, youthful personality. All right, with the Two of Pentacles, I do kind of feel like this person, they know what they want, right? I think they're low-key obsessed with you. They're very attracted to you. This is somebody who's definitely going to take action, and they're going to pursue you, Taurus. But they might have other options themselves, or they might just kind of go back and forth, before they actually make their move, okay? I also get that this is somebody who's really capable of juggling a lot, handling a lot, and making it look easy. All right, some of you meet this person through work. This could also be someone who has two distinct jobs, okay, or they have like a job and a side hustle. But there may be something about work that brings you two together. They're funny as heck, and they're impeccably dressed, okay? So a lot to like about this person. What else does my Taurus collective need to know about this person? What else does my Taurus collective need to know about this person? All right, we see mature man. Okay, so remember my readings are not meant to be gender specific, but some of the cards that I use are. But mature man, this indicates that there could be an age difference here. I also get that this person might act younger than they are. If they're older, they've got like a younger, free-spirited energy. If they're younger, they act mature. I do feel this is somebody who's well educated, whether that's through higher education or just life experience. And maybe even this person has done a bit of traveling. They might be a bit philosophical in nature. I feel they're quite intelligent. With this journey card, I feel like this person is actually closer than you think. All right, I do think they're around you already, or they're in your community. And we see courthouse energy. So it does look like some of you, this person might have a background in law as a lawyer or like a clerk or something like that. But this is somebody who's very intellectual, somebody who's logical, somebody who's intelligent, somebody who enjoys deep conversation, somebody who's capable of seeing, different sides of a story. They're capable of playing devil's advocate, but they're also capable of, just putting themselves in your shoes or others' shoes. So logical and critical thinker, open-minded. All right, what else do we need to know? They may have 3 siblings, so they might come from a larger family. They have a personal pride for their collectibles. I just saw a watch, so maybe this person collects watches or something like that. But it could be, a large makeup collection. It could be tools. It could be antiques. It could be things they've picked up from their travels. It could be sports paraphernalia, shoes, you name it. They grew up in a better than average household, and they can speak more than one language fluently. Now, remember, these are really specific messages, Taurus. They're not going to resonate with all of you, but they will be confirmation for some of you. Now, the Hanged Man, Pisces energy. This person is seeing you as somebody who is selfless, very creative, enlightened. There's like a sweet, dreamy energy about this Pisces energy that I'm picking up on. Some of you, they really appreciate that you have that you're rooted in your own faith or spirituality. And definitely you're hanging around this person in some capacity. So I don't know if you go to yoga class with them, you see them at the gym, you see them at work, at school. All right, we see the 9 of Swords in reverse. This person might also meet you at a time when you're going through some sort of spiritual awakening or some sort of dark night of the soul, or you're coming out of it. All right, and the Strength card. Yeah, so, it's interesting, this Leo energy, I feel like this person realizes, Taurus, that you're quite strong and you're keeping a really brave face or putting on a really brave face. But I think they also know that you could be coming out of something that's been karmic in nature or very difficult, whether it's a working situation, another relationship, or just, a personal evolution. And, I think this is going to come as a shock and a surprise for you. But I also feel like this is going to feel weightless. This is going to feel easy. This is going to feel like an exciting new beginning after some sort of, difficult ending or after some sort of personal release. I don't know if you're getting out of another relationship or you're, quitting a job that was, felt like it was shaving years off of your life, or a living situation that was just not in alignment with you. All right, so I do like that because it feels like this person kind of comes in as you're going through this personal transformation. You may not feel your personal best here, Taurus, when you meet this person, but I also think this is going to feel like such a welcomed relationship. All right, so let's see. What they really like about you is they see you as the child orphan archetype, so independence based on learning to go it alone and conquering your fear of surviving. So they know that you're independent, they know that you're a survivor, they know that you're, you don't really need anybody else, and they really admire that. And they see you as a healer. Some of you, they see you as the wounded healer, all right, which is a beautiful role. But they see that you have a passion to serve others by repairing the body, mind, and spirit, and an ability to help transform pain into healing. Beautiful. So, maybe even some of you, this person might come to you for healing or come to you for, maybe whatever you do for a living. It doesn't have to necessarily be healing. But, I don't know if you do like massage or you do energy work or you're a doctor or you're a, whatever it is that you do. But this is telling me that you really do calm this person's nervous system. But they also know that you hold back and you look at all the details because you've been through it. So there's like wisdom here. And with the Strength card, they might be a little bit worried that you're not as confident about moving forward with them as they are about you, which is okay because it looks like, you're kind of in a tender moment here. The Four of Cups tells me this is going to be unexpected. You may meet this person and there are other people around. All right, we see building emotional maturity. So this connection requires conscious communication and accountability. And I feel like it's going to be easy with this person because I do get that they're like logical, they hold space for you, they're mature, they're emotionally intelligent. Yeah, and this completely tracks, Taurus, that this connection enters as you stand more fully in your own autonomy. Alignment meets you in self-possession. So this happens while you're reclaiming your independence. Okay, lovely. Some of you, you're starting your own business or something like that. And we see room to unfold. So there's not a lot of pressure here, Taurus, which I think is going to be, that's what I was getting with the 10 of Wands in reverse. It doesn't feel like there's a lot of pressure, and this is why this is what allows this connection to unfold in the way that it does. This connection benefits from spaciousness and patience, and what is meant to deepen will do so without force. Okay, and we get confirmation that this might come in, be somebody that you see in your community or you meet through everyday routine, work, school, the gym, the grocery store, the neighborhood. All right, so let's go ahead and see. We see divine timing. So Spirit saying that this is going to happen unexpectedly. That's a confirmation message here. All right, we see real feelings. So you share true romantic feelings that are worth exploring. All right. We see falling in love. There are going to be sudden feelings that this is the one. And we see friend zoned. So a lack of passion in this companionship, which I don't think that's the case, but I think that, this certainly could be somebody who starts off as a friend. And it may, and it may move into more. All right. Let's see. Any important dates or times for my Taurus, please? Any important dates or times for my Taurus, please? Okay, so we see it's going to happen in divine timing. Stop trying to control the timing. For some of you, it may be as early as next week. And we also see October, Libra and Scorpio energy, or maybe it's unfolding between now and October. All right, my lovely Taurus, I'm going to leave it here, sending you love and light. Take care.